Hello everybody, how are we all doing? Now in this video, I'll be talking about the fear of not being able to fully enjoy anything. A fear that is incredibly common. I thought my life would be ruined forever. I couldn't see how I could enjoy life with OCD. Plus, every time that I tried to enjoy myself, whatever that may be, it felt like I was blocked. It felt like I couldn't fully feel present or feel enjoyment or excitement or happiness, contentment, satisfaction. It constantly felt like OCD was in the way. And that then tends to lead to an internal chase to feel a desired feeling. But the problem is that OCD keeps moving that further and further away. Now, it seemed pretty dark. All excitement and energy was zapped away from me when I was suffering. I felt locked, I felt trapped, I felt stuck in this tunnel with no light at the end of it, and I couldn't see a way out. So every time that I tried to go out there and live, there wasn't much excitement, there wasn't much positive emotion. It was just mainly negative, very downbeat, very deflated. I couldn't see any point of doing anything, and that's what OCD tends to do. It will completely deplete you to a point where you feel, what's the point of anything? Everything's going to feel quite meaningless, especially when you feel like you can't feel present, when you can't feel excited, when there's nothing to really look forward to, because OCD is attacking what you're valuing, is attacking what you're looking to move forward with. So if you're trying to say, oh, I can't wait to go on this vacation, that is when OCD is going to have a field day and attack that vacation. If you're saying, oh, I'm going to look forward to this job interview or this promotion of the job or getting this job and the rewards of getting this job, OCD is going to block that with undesired feelings, or maybe you get triggered in the build-up, or maybe you get triggered whilst you're there during moments of intimacy with your partner. It's going to latch to those kind of moments, vacations, sporting events, music events, anything that you are remotely passionate about, anything that you have an interest in or have a hobby. OCD is looking to hijack that and tarnish that experience. That is what it's looking to do. So it's very, very common for people to then have a fear of not being able to fully enjoy anything. Okay? Now, OCD sufferers tend to cling on to happiness, holding on for dear life towards any positive or neutral emotion. And that can just be anything that's non-negative. So even if you felt relatively calm, it's like, oh, I need to cling on to that. I must hold on to that. I can't possibly feel panicked ever again. I mustn't possibly feel anxious ever again in my lifetime. So we cling on to that for dear life. The problem is that the more we internally cling on, the further away it gets. It falls through our fingertips and we can't fully hold on because OCD is in the driving seat and OCD is calling the shots. So be careful how you're clinging on to every moment of happiness or neutral emotion. OCD sufferers tend to embark on an internal chase to experience this imaginary maximum or perfect level of excitement, enjoyment, happiness. The problem is because you're on that internal chase and you've put this on the pedestal, you've imagined this scenario where everything is blissful and happiness and you're just basking in this constant happy feeling. It's nonsense, I'm afraid. You're not going to feel that. Even when you're recovered, you're not constantly bathing in happiness. You're not led down going, oh, sort of led in the sun going, oh, this is amazing, constant happiness. Yes, contentment, baseline level of peace. Yes, I can vouch for that. However, you're not constantly happy, beaming smile from ear to ear, dancing down the street, waltzing through the supermarket with constant happiness. It don't quite work like that, all right? It don't work like that because you still have hassles, you still got problems, you're still going to have hardships, there's still going to be injustices, right? You're still going to get treated unfairly at times, and there'll be people that may screw you over at times. And there's so many external events that can influence how we feel. Yes, it's down to our belief systems, of course it is. But come on, it would be totally naive to say that nothing can ever influence you. That'd be totally naive, nonsensical, and just crap, to be honest, because Yes, we control our emotional reaction by looking at our perspectives, but if somebody was, I don't know, treating me unfairly, yelling at me non-stop, I'm not going to feel zero emotion. I'm not a robot. I'm going to feel annoyed. I'm going to feel frustrated. I'm not going to like that. When I'm stuck in traffic, I'm not sat like a robot beaming from ear to ear going, yeah, totally fine, absolutely happy. No, I'm annoyed. I'm pissed off. I'm a human. Yes, it's not the extreme chronic anger to a point where it's disruptive to my to my life. No, it's not like that at all. There's no chronic guilt, no chronic shame, no chronic anxiety. No, but I have emotions. We have emotions. It's important to remember that. So forget this fantastical idea, or the fanatical idea that it's this, oh, I get to that stage and then everything is bliss. Nonsense. Doesn't quite work like that, okay? You're still gonna have to deal with real hardships. Life feels brighter, you feel more enthusiastic, there'll be more energy. Yes, very likely. But please don't fall for the trap that you're problem free, you're stress free, there's nothing ever that can bother you ever again, and you're sat there in total bliss. Doesn't exist. So forget it. Drop that idea, because that is not reality. And when we chase this perfect maximum level of happiness, you ain't gonna get it. Plus, happiness is a moving target anyway. Happiness in life is constantly moving. Something that may have made you happy when you were 16 probably going to make you happy today, right? Something that could have improved or enhanced your chances of happiness a month ago, that's changing. That's ever changing. That's constantly evolving, right? Due to different perspectives, different experiences, different ways of viewing things. It's not as black and white as just, that's what makes me happy and therefore that's all I need. No. Look at money, great example. You might say, oh, if I earn that amount of money, then I'll be happy. And if you earn that amount of money, you're then going to want more. Then you're going to have the added stresses of having more money to think, oh, what do I do with this? I can't waste this money now. Oh God, what is if I do this? What is if I invest the money incorrectly? You have natural stresses. Same as relationships. People often say to me, oh Sam, once I'm in a relationship, I'm going to be totally happy and I'll have no problems. No, you'll have lots of problems. There'll still be issues. Yes, you could be happier in general. Okay, fine. But you don't just get to this permanent settlement of happiness and then you don't move. It doesn't work like that. Life's constantly moving. It's going pretty quickly, life, at a fast pace. So we're adapting, you're adjusting, you're evolving, okay? And your aspirations of things that make you happy will constantly adapt with that. Okay, important to think about. OCD sufferers tend to have a stubborn resistance towards any potential interference of their happiness and enjoyment. That's important to remember as well. Okay, so anything that you feel like, oh no, I can't get triggered now. Oh no, that can't possibly interfere with my happiness. No, I'm on this pursuit of happiness. I can't get triggered. I can't feel a negative emotion. No. And sort of push, as water goes everywhere, pushing it away. That would be funny to see on the camera. Pushing it away, constant resistance, constant tug of war, fighting of how you feel. You've got to allow yourself to feel like shit. You've got to allow yourself to spiral at times. Stop trying to bolt that down. That internal control, that internal clinginess, that internal lockup can often mean that happiness and contentment gets further and further away because you're trying to bolt it down. It doesn't work like that, okay? It doesn't quite work like that. Quite often when we do things that make us happy, it's the journey. It's very rarely an end destination. You don't arrive at the happiness stop on the train. Yeah, get off here. I'm totally happy forever. Woohoo. Quite often it's the journey. It's the build up. It's how you get to what you want to get to. That can often bring happiness. Yes, stress as well, but happiness is often achieved that way. It's very rarely just the end result and that's it. Of course, having the end result may bring happiness to some degree, but then your brain's moving for the next one. You're looking for the next thing. You're looking for the next target. You're looking for the next goal that can bring the next bout of happiness, right? And next bout of contentment. And it's not just you're constantly just chasing contentment all the time. You can have that baseline level of contentment, you can, and I truly believe that comes with acceptance, that comes with thinking rationally, flexible thinking. I truly believe that does. But please don't think you're basking in this 100% happiness. It doesn't work like that because there's too many things going on. There's too many moving parts that put your happiness into jeopardy quite often. Now, OCD has a field day with this because it attacks whatever you are looking to move forward with. Your aspirations, your goals, your passions, your career, your relationship, your life. OCD is looking to hijack that. Anything that you hold dearly, OCD is looking to attack at all angles. It has no rules and it shows no mercy. It's important to remember that. So if you're clinging on to happiness for dear life, you're going to be in trouble because you're waving that red rag to the ball. And OCD is the ball and it's going to charge at you and bring that down. Whatever you don't want OCD to latch to, it will. And if you have good feelings or happiness on a pedestal, then you're going to be in a spot of bother. So getting over this fear is going to come down to shifts in your life philosophies. So your views on suffering, your perspectives on hardships, your rigidity towards life injustices. In a nutshell, it's going to come down to how you view and what your stubborn belief is around things not going your way, life not happening as planned, okay, and how you adjust to that, how you can adapt to that, but ultimately how you can change your perception on that also, okay? Coming to terms with life being compromised, that's what I personally got very good at, with unconditional life acceptance, accepting life even in its unkind conditions, even with the unfairness of life. Life is unfair. We're not owed anything. We're not entitled to anything. Okay, so even with the uncomfortable hassles, not liking them, but learning to accept them. And acceptance isn't agreement. Things that I can change, I'm looking to change. But things that I cannot change, I'm looking to accept. And having that wisdom to know the difference. And that wisdom comes with time, it comes with practice, and it comes with patience. Okay? Something's in your control, by all means go for it. Try and change things, tweak things to bring you the maximum level of happiness, excitement, pleasure, satisfaction. Of course, please try. But you're going to find there's many things out of one's control and you're not able to change things. So we have to go towards acceptance, but not agreement. Not liking the fact that there are many things in life. I don't like the fact that wars are happening. I don't like the fact that natural disasters occur. I don't like that children die of cancer. All these very harsh realities of life, very unfortunate, very sad tragedies. But unfortunately, that is the way life works. That is how the world operates, I'm afraid. Okay, so accepting these things while strongly opposing to them is key. And as a byproduct, this then builds your tolerance to frustration and discomfort. Now, you're going to need a very high tolerance and very high tolerance towards frustration and discomfort to overcome this fear, but also for life in general. And when we're talking about OCD suffering, your tolerance has got to be up here because you'll soon know if it's down here because you'll be frustrated very easily, very quickly. That'll go into anger. If you're not very good with discomfort, you're going to be performing lots of compulsions, which is keeping the OCD cycle going and keeping it fueled up to the max. So we've got to try and build that tolerance by experiencing discomfort and not needing to get rid, not looking for that emergency exit, not looking to escape all the time. It's very key that we get used to wearing the discomfort, zipping it up, buttoning it up like an uncomfortable shirt or an uncomfortable jacket, okay, zipping it up like an uncomfortable coat and bringing it all for the ride. As soon as you feel discomfort and you're running for the hills to get relief, you're going to be in trouble. If you feel frustration and you're smashing your hand on the desk because you're so angry because things must go your way, you're going to be in a spot of bother when it comes to OCD suffering and dealing with life itself. Something to really think about. Now, we want to aim to become a flexible adapter in life. Being willing to adjust to life's unfortunate circumstances and learning to use the available resources in front of you to give you the best chance, but no guarantee, of achieving happiness, maximizing your pleasure and satisfaction, and trying to minimize needless pain and suffering, using what's available in front of you. But if there are times where there's just pain, there's physical pain, there's nothing you can do, and the medication isn't helping you reduce the pain, it's going to come down to acceptance, not liking it, strongly condemning it, really wishing it wasn't the case. But in life, we're going to have to go towards accepting harsh realities and brutal conditions. Your ability to adapt will be tested throughout life, especially when living with OCD, as it hits you from every possible angle, as you all know. It doesn't relent too easily, and it's a resilient and stubborn disorder. Hence why building resilience in life is going to be absolutely vital for you. Very important. So remember that. Now, just quickly, behaviourally, what are you going to have to change? We're going to have to wear all discomfort and seeing it as a tolerance building exercise. This gives you real motivation to push through when the grit is so hard, right? When you're finding that very hard, when you're finding it very hard to find the grit to push through, to find the determination to push through, if you can just wear it as best as you can and seeing it as, right, this right now is helping me deal with life's challenges in the future. This right now is going to help me be better equipped to deal with the hassles that I'm bound to face in life and that are inevitable for me and everybody else and 8.5 billion other people. You want to be building that tolerance, okay? That's the crumb of motivation I can give you if you're really struggling right now. Use it as an opportunity to increase the tolerance for future hassles and problems, struggles and so on. And OCD will give you a plenty. OCD will throw all sorts at you. So important to use that to your advantage in regards to discomfort tolerance. Okay, very important to think about. Living life despite how we feel. Please don't put things off. Please don't wait until you're recovered. Please don't wait until that feeling is gone. Go out there, go and get immersed by something. Go and get absorbed by something, a passion, a hobby of yours. Even if you're going, yeah, but Sam, I'm bored all the time. Nothing excites me. Or go and find something. Go and find something that you can immerse yourself in and give it your all. Fully invest and see how it goes. I really dislike and I'm really passionate against when people say, oh, but I'll wait until I'm recovered. No, because you're acting as if you're going to live forever. There's no guarantee. We are not invincible. We are not going to live forever. We could all be dead this time next week. So we can't put life on hold. Go out there and live despite how you feel, regardless of your shitty, uncomfortable feelings. Even if you're not present, even if you feel like you can't fully enjoy it, go out there and live and give it your best shot. I cannot stress that enough. And when you fall, you come back even harder. You fall, you fail at something, you miss something, you lost something, whatever it is, you pick yourself back up and you go again. Got no other choice. And when we wait to feel a certain way, we put our life on hold. And we can't do that because you do not live forever. Focusing on life priorities, such as relationships and careers, even when it feels totally meaningless due to the fear of not being able to fully enjoy it. What other choice do you have? That's the question I posed to you. What's your alternative? What other solution do you have to this? Moping around, feeling sorry for yourself, playing the victim won't solve anything. Whilst that's understandable, I was a big crier. I used to cry all the time because I hated discomfort. I had such an intolerance to discomfort. I was almost allergic to it. That's how it felt. As soon as I felt uncomfortable, I was in tears, running away, instant gratification, constantly trying to escape all the time. It wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to work. I couldn't just mope around. I can't do that. You can't afford to do that. Life's too short just to mope around feeling sorry for yourself. I'm not undermining OCD suffering. I'm not downplaying it because it's bloody difficult and I've been there myself. But what choice have you got? What other alternative do you have other than going out there and trying to move your life in that direction you want to be going in? Getting those wheels in motion. Getting the ball rolling in the direction as you wish for your life to head in. Because you ain't going to be here forever, as I keep saying. So please don't wait for desired feeling. Please, please, please don't do that. Okay, go out there and live and let recovery come to you as you work on your philosophy changes, you're bringing down your compulsions, your life structure, your reading, all the things that you do on the recovery work. Let the recovery come to you whilst you go out there and live your life, even if you are not enjoying anything and can't be present. Very important to remember. Just to end this video, in summary, please be willing to feel absolutely anything. Allow yourself to spiral. The biggest problem of this fear of not fully enjoying everything is the control, the internal lockup, the internal clinginess, the internal control, the making sure that you're feeling the desired way, making sure you're not slipping up or having a setback, and making sure, trying to bolt down that full enjoyment. Forget it. Forget it. The more you try and bolt it down, the more it slips your grasps, because OCD is in the driving seat and it's hijacked that, and your nervous system's jacked up to the max. So how can you expect to feel how you want to feel right now? You won't. Your nervous system's on fire. OCD's hijacked all symptoms, all sensations, all feelings. So to then say, oh, I want to feel this way, or I need to feel this way, forget it. Forget it. For the time being, you're not going to feel great. Keep moving forward one step at a time. And in the near future, yeah, you might feel that desired way. I feel good. Not all the time. Of course, I'm a human being. I get frustrated, like I've already explained, right? But there's that baseline level of peace. That contentment is there. That buzz, that energy towards life is there. Okay, but I still experience negative emotions because I'm a human being. I'm not a robot. It's important to remember that. So really try and tweak those expectations and don't put those unrealistic demands on how you ought to feel. because that is problematic for you, and OCD knows that you are chasing this feeling which you will never ever get the more you chase for it. Allow recovery to come to you, allow those feelings to come to you, and let yourself feel anything without that manual intervention from yourself. Guys, it's been great speaking to you all. If you are interested in one-to-one calls, please email phil@ocdrecovery.com and you can get in touch with us. My name is Sam. We have all the other coaches here. You have Rob, Nick, Momin, Gemma and Elliot, all doing coaches, and we can book you in on our schedules and see you as soon as we possibly can to get the ball rolling, and so you can stop chasing this full enjoyment and full presentness towards life, because OCD is pulling it further away from you. Guys, take care, look after yourself, and speak again. Bye bye.